Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. This is going to be episode number 42 of my slasher movie archives. In this video, I will be giving my review for House of Dolls, released in 2023. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. A family reunion turns deadly when three estranged sisters return home to fulfill their father's last wishes and collect an inheritance. The catch being they must work together to solve a puzzle that will lead to a money stash inside a giant dollhouse. But soon they fall prey to a knife-wielding maniac with plans of their own. Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. I had a pretty decent time with House of Dolls. It's set up as a revenge-style slasher movie that centers around a family that have had their fair share of troubles with being able to get along. The main focus is of three sisters who are constantly at each other's throats, but of course, they are coming together now because their father has left them a big inheritance, in which they are to collect in the House of Dolls, a giant pink house that their father built for their mother. Inside the House of Dolls, they are to search for clues to solve a puzzle that will lead them to the inheritance.
Helen! Charlotte! I think I found the first clue.
At first, I thought this was odd. I wondered why he wouldn't just give them the money instead of putting them through all of this. And after putting a little thought into it, his reasoning was simple. Like I had mentioned before, these girls are always at each other's throats every time they are around each other. Putting them inside the House of Dolls is an attempt of putting them together in hopes that they can put their differences aside, leave the past behind them, and move forward together as a family. Of course, there's some dark family secrets that are about to be revealed. Overall, I enjoyed this setup. The House of Dolls was a cool setting for a slasher movie. There's dolls, there's flowers, and there's pink everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the characters we have in House of Dolls. This movie is about a dysfunctional family. In the previous section, I mentioned that the main focus was on three sisters who don't get along. All three, in their own way, have self-centered personalities. We have Helen, who writes children's books, but doesn't have children of her own. I didn't really see a big deal with that, but it is pointed out in the movie.
The reason that I write children's books under an alias is because I'm ashamed of who I am, that I have no kids, no husband.
She does, however, have a supporting boyfriend who mentions Helen's fourth book is about to become a movie, and he hopes to get a part in that movie. We also have Charlotte, who is trying to get her singing career up and running, so she is the diva type.
I'm sorry guys, but this is actually pretty badass. It's definitely creepy as fuck, but it's so cool.
She seems to be having setbacks due to the people she's hanging out with, and I'm sure drugs and alcohol also play a part in her setbacks. Basically, if she's ever going to make it, she needs to clean up her image. She is accompanied to the House of Dolls with her incredibly annoying friend Justin. And then we have Diana, who is an agent of CPS, Child Protective Service. We find this out later on in the movie when the killer refers to Diana as a homewrecker.
Believe it or not, I'm actually looking forward to getting to know Bob.
Diana has a boyfriend who seems to overexpress his willingness to be there for her. He does care for Diana a great deal. And then we have Celine, played by horror legend, the icon, Dee Wallace, who I actually got to meet and get a photo taken with her, and I got her autograph. And I must say, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. But anyway, getting back to her character, she plays as the grandma. She is more or less trying to be the voice of reason. She's trying to get the girls to put the past behind them so they can move forward as a family.
Lord Jesus, the filth you spew from your mouths. The last thing you should be doing today is arguing.
But ultimately, it's the past that's causing all the turmoil. Overall, for the most part, I enjoyed these characters. I thought the actors did a pretty solid job. I always enjoy seeing Dee Wallace. She's one of those actresses that makes anything she's in better just because she's in it. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. So right away, I'm just going to go ahead and say that the killer in this movie really stands out based on his appearance. The killer wears a ski mask that's covered in spikes with a leather trench coat. I do like this design, but I don't think there's any way that you can look at this killer and not think of a certain Cenobite. At least I couldn't. But I'm fine with that. The killer is pretty unique, and I really like that he likes to dual wield a large pair of knives as his weapon of choice. That's pretty cool. And as far as the kills go, the movie has a pretty high body count when you factor in some off-screen kills. The killer likes to dual wield knives, so we get plenty of stabbings, throats getting cut, gut stabbings with guts spilling out. And fortunately for us, the killer is not limited to only using knives. He also uses an axe, we get a toilet bowl drowning, a person gets cut in half with a chainsaw, and we also get a headbutt spike kill. Why have spikes on your head if you're not going to use them? So we do get a good variety of kills. Unfortunately, some of the kills are shot from weird angles, making it hard to get a good look at what's going on. That's pretty disappointing, but at least there's a lot of blood and gore. Overall, I enjoyed House of Dolls. It's a fun slasher. I feel like the story could have been fleshed out a little better. The movie does move at a good pace, so that's a plus. But I almost feel like some cuts were made during the editing to trim back the runtime, and the story suffers a little for that. I'm just guessing here because there's no deleted scenes in the special features. The DVD does have some good special features that includes the director's interview with Wallace, the making of, a music video, a premiere Q&A, and the theatrical trailer. IMDb give House of Dolls a 2.4 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Remember, evil never dies, it rests a while. It watches, it waits. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. Tune in each and every Saturday night for a new video as evil takes back the night. Be sure to comment below, let me know if you have seen House of Dolls, or just let me know what you think of the video. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.